Here we are with the MasterGMAT critical reasoning question. It's of medium level, and basically for those of you who actually want to try the question, you can pause it for about a couple of minutes and then unpause it in order to listen to the explanations. You can pause it now. Okay, welcome back. Basically, what we're going to look at here is how to attack this properly. So, the first step in our work order at MasterGMAT when we teach people these kind of questions is to look at the question stem. The question stem basically states which of the following, if true, cast the most doubt on the argument's conclusion. Right away, we know this is a conclusion weakening question, and right away this gives us several pieces of information. Now, the first thing we need to do, obviously, is to break down the argument. That's the second step. We have to make some order in our head and break down the argument into the conclusion and the premises in this case. So, we know right away that the first two sentences, which are basically data, are premises. And the third sentence, the one that tells us that helmets should be worn with unmotorized vehicles, is the conclusion. We know this through the word therefore. That's an obvious hint. Later on, you're going to see things in which the conclusion isn't as obvious. But for now, it's quite obvious, so we're looking for something that either casts doubt on this conclusion or one of the underlying assumptions here, or something that provides an alternative explanation, or perhaps even a similar case in which the conclusion doesn't hold. Those are the 3 or 4 types of things we're looking for in a correct answer choice. However, we have to be careful of answer choices that neither weaken nor strengthen the conclusion, or answer choices that only strengthen the conclusion in this case. So let's take a look. In A, it says concussion is a very dangerous injury that can result in a variety of medical problems. Now obviously this is something that pushes us towards wanting to wear a helmet, so obviously this strengthens the conclusion. We don't want this, but just for the sake of it, let's click on that. Take a look. This is one of the reasons people really love our course and rate it so highly, is we give beautiful, clear explanations and we refer back to things that you've learned, so there's always a repetition of learning here. And the other thing they love, of course, is the try again button. We get to try again. We don't just spoon feed you answers, and that answer is blocked out. Let's look at the rest. B. Although a law has not been formed, many cyclists and skateboarders do wear protective gear out of their own wish to stay safe. Whether they do or do not has nothing to do with whether we should actually wear a helmet with unmotorized vehicles. So this neither weakens nor strengthens. C. It has been proven that helmets restrict vision, especially of objects that are at the side or behind the person wearing one. Well, this one actually calls into doubt the conclusion. Basically, it shows us that maybe helmets are not such a great idea. So we keep it for now. D. The market for protective gear is expanding rapidly. Well, this has nothing to do with anything. It's not even related to the conclusion in the weakest sort of way. So we throw that out completely. And E is actually similar to A. It says new materials are being used to create helmets that are lighter and more comfortable than ever. This is just way too positive on the side of helmets. Remember, we're looking for something that attacks that conclusion or underlying assumption. So in this case, C is the only one that seems to do that, and indeed it is. And that's it. That's how we do it. Next time we're going to hopefully look at something a little bit more difficult, and see you soon.